Welcome back, everyone. Today we are going over this optic right here. I'm not sure if you guys can tell from this camera view, but we have some damage to it. We will be dropping this one. I know a lot of you guys clicked on this video just for that goodness, but what is it? Well, it's the new Romeo X Sig Loc compact. So there's a lot in that name. I've had this one since before it came out, so it's probably been 9-10 months now at this point, and we've had it on the entire time, on meaning power on, just to test the battery life, all of those sorts of things. And so far, I've been quite impressed. Let me just tell you right up front. I should also tell you right up front that Sig did send this optic out for the test and the review, but they don't get to see it before anybody else. And of course, the drop test doesn't care who sent what. So what kind of are the basics of it, just to understand what we were looking at here, because it is a very interesting technology in my opinion. If you guys haven't watched my video on the Sig Sauer M17 red dot, I would definitely check that out, because virtually everything I said in there about the details and the specs and the glass properties and all of those sorts of things apply to this as well. So that's very good, because if you guys watch that video, I was a huge fan of that optic. I am a huge fan of this optic. Let me just tell you right up front, there are some cons to it that we will get to, but obviously it is fully enclosed, which is certainly a very good thing, as you guys can see. We also have our battery over here on the right side of the optic, so when you do need to change your battery, you don't have to take it off the gun to re-zero it like you do with a lot of optics. The actual buttons and controls are over here on the left side. It comes in a couple different versions, one with a 6 MOA dot, one with a 3 MOA dot, and then also the outer circle on there. One we have is the 3 MOA dot there with the outer circle, and I personally like the circle. Some people don't. It's up to you guys, but I do dig it. The actual optic itself is, they say, assembled here in America. However, it is also very compliant. So what that tells you as a consumer is that it's almost all made in America. It's just there's one or two components of it that aren't, and that's why they have to say it the way they do. But if you want a as close as possible American-made enclosed optic, this is one to definitely look at. Again, this is the compact version. They also make a full-size version. And battery life on this guy is 20,000 hours is what they say. However, it does have the MOTAC system on there, which is Sig's version of Shake Awake. And it also has other features on there, different glass coatings and things like that, that will give you a very long battery life. I should be just kind of rolling them in here on your screen, because to talk about each one, this will be a 30-minute video, and I don't want it to be that. But again, a lot of that was talked about in the M17 video. I probably will be getting one of these in for the full size as well to review, because I really like the technology. The glass is as good as anything out there on the market, period. But of course, the Sig Loc system is what makes this one of the more durable options and durable mounting solutions out there on the market. So I believe the first gun that Sig actually came out with the Sig Loc system, of course, was the M17 for the military, because that was part of the contract. However, on the civilian side was this P365 fuse. And what that system is, to just kind of explain it, I can't show you installation because YouTube is retarded with their censorship, but what it does, and I should be able to roll some photos in here that will help you guys understand the system. So you can notice there's no screws anywhere here on the outside, right? And the screws on it are actually coming through the bottom of the slide there, as you guys can see, and we should be rolling in pictures there. So that's definitely one thing that makes it very nice. However, other things that make it very nice is that the slide is actually cut to lock this in place in two different ways. So it actually locks in the front lip there with the aluminum piece of the housing that goes into the steel on the slide, and then it has a groove cut in it as well on the slide where it sits in, and that also helps prevent motion either forward or aft. And if you notice here on the back, it very snugly mates into the back of the slide as well. So that way, any type of movement forward or back is going to be, I guess, supported by the stainless slide itself, or the carbon, depending on the model that you get, carbon steel slide itself. So it is a very durable system. One thing it also does is it allows it to sit low enough so that way you don't need suppressor height sights with it, because the deck height there on the rear is actually just barely like 1 or 2 millimeters above the slide height itself. So you do get a, I'd say, lower 1/4 co-witness with your sights with it. And I should also note that, again, like I said, I think the fuse was the first one that actually was cut with it from the factory. However, right now, all Sig slides, if I could speak, all Sig slides that are currently being produced, either full size or compact, will have the Sig Loc cut in it. So I don't know what the date is that they actually started that. It's within the last year, but all of them being produced now that are optics cut are going to have that system in there. And again, I think it's a really, really good system. If you look at some of the things that the Glock Koa system with Aimpoint that they paired up with to do in terms of mounting solutions, this does all of them, which is really good. And honestly, you guys can argue about whether or not that one's better or this one's better, but both of those mounting solutions are very, very solid mounting solutions for enclosed optics. And I suppose before we head out to the drop test and all those sorts of things that you guys want to see and get my opinion on it, we do need to thank the sponsor of today's video, and that is the folks over at 1775 Coffee. What if your coffee didn't just wake you up, but actually made you feel sharp, focused, and ready for the day? That's the difference with 1775's Pea Berry Coffee. These beans are rare, less than 5% of all coffee grown, in fact. They're denser, naturally higher in caffeine, and packed with antioxidants. That means more mental clarity, better energy, and zero crash. Each one of these beans grows high up in the Bolivian mountains and is hand-picked at peak ripeness. The result is smoother, more concentrated flavor that kickstarts your metabolism without the acidity or jitters that some other blends may give you. And with that, you're still getting 1775's organic, small batch, small farm, single origin quality, just with a bean that goes above and beyond. Go to 1775.com, use code G&G, and get yourself 15% off. Once again, that's 1775coffee.com/G&G. It's coffee that actually earns its place in your morning routine. Now it's a part of the review many of you guys have probably been looking for, the actual drop test. As you guys can see there, get a look at the optic. It is mounted up as per the directions. I'm not sure if you guys will be able to pick the actual optic in terms of the reticle up itself, but it is working perfectly fine. And we haven't had any issues. I'm just going to verify we were zeroed before starting. We have a target downrange at 45 yards and should be able to hit it. There we go. Hit it just fine. So again, the optic is zeroed. We're good to go. Take a round out of the chamber for the drop test. I used to do it with live rounds in the chamber, but the safety Nazis at YouTube put an end to that. So, can't do that anymore, apparently. Thought this was America. All right, so I am just under 6 feet tall by 1/4 of an inch, and we're going to drop this on a shootsteel.com plate and see how it does from shoulder height. That was a pretty gnarly hit, not going to lie. Glass is perfectly fine, as you would expect. So that was our hit right there on the corner. Not sure if that shows up on camera yet, but regardless, now we are going to drop it again. Another solid hit. That's pretty gnarly. And that one hit a little bit more towards the front and the left side. Glass looks absolutely perfect, but you guys can probably see that scuff right there. I'm gonna do one more drop because I'm fairly confident this thing absolutely will not crack. But I have been proven wrong before. Let us see. All right, one hit on the left edge. We actually mushroomed the aluminum a little bit, but the optic is perfectly fine. Absolutely zero issues at all with the actual glass. And let's see if she's still zeroed. I would say yes. Seems to be as tough as they claim it to be, and as tough as I found the M17, the big brother, to be. Not bad. I think the intro of the video kind of gave away the drop test results because you could see it already on the gun and not cracked in the video. But very impressive in terms of being able to handle the drop test, exactly what I thought. I've racked this many, many times on wood surfaces and stuff like that to run the slide. It is a solid system, guys. It really is. The downside of it, in my opinion, the big downside of this optic is two things. Number one, obviously a proprietary cut. That is a downside. It's going to limit the amount of guns that you can put it on, unlike, say, some of their Delta Point footprint optics, or even like an RMR or competitive options like the Acro, things like that. So it's more limited for sure. Will there be a plate system for this one day? Possibly. I suppose it's just going to depend on how popular it gets. With Sig manufacturing all of their optics cut slides now with that cut, I think it probably will get quite popular. The other downside of this optic, in my opinion, is going to be the price point, right? So it's just not cheap, as you would expect for a almost all American made product that is assembled in America. It's not going to be cheap with the technology and the glass quality that this optic has. I believe the actual MSRP right now is right around 549 units of measure. However, we can't say price point here on YouTube anymore. On GunTube, they prohibit that, but it's going to vary depending on where you are, of course, what country you guys are watching this in. But right now, that's what it's coming in at. Of course, if you guys are following me on anywhere else that I post videos like X and Rumble, there will be a link and a discount code to pick one up. But of course, we can't do that on YouTube. So it's going to come in a little bit less with my discount code, which certainly is nice. The other con of it, while we're listing cons, is going to be the actual windage and elevation adjustments. So not the adjustments themselves, they're perfectly fine. They're tactile and you can feel how you're doing it and all that stuff. But you guys can see the elevation right there on the rear, and then over here on the side for the windage. The problem with it is the Torx bit they use at Sig is so ridiculously small. They send one with it, so fair enough, right? There is that. But if you guys have like a normal Torx driver set, I highly doubt you're going to have one that fits this. So if you lose the tool that Sig sends out, you're probably just going to have to buy a super small, fine, like watch oriented Torx bit to fit in there. And I just wish it was a little bit bigger or a little bit more easy to use with common tools that people have around the house. That is the con of it. But the pros, obviously, glass quality is phenomenal. It's very durable. The battery life is very good. The reticle system is very good as well. You can select which one you want depending on your preferences. Deck height is very low. I mean, honestly, it's an excellent optic. There's not a lot I can say about it in a bad way in terms of performance. The night vision shooting through this is excellent as well. Sig has this thing called dark technology, DARC, and that was on the M17 as well. In terms of a enclosed optic with a window of this size, it's one of the best that I've ever used for night vision shooting, period. Whatever that technology Sig does for that dark technology, it works. It's very good under night vision for sure. So I think with that, we've covered pretty much everything on the actual optic itself. If you guys have questions, anything like that, you can always post those down below in the comment section or over at my social media pages as well. Definitely recommend you guys follow me on all of them, particularly the non-meta ones, because those tend to stay up, unlike the meta ones. So there is that. If you guys like this video and you're not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you've done that and you've hit the notification bell and you're still not seeing 2 to 4 videos a week here on the channel, you're being censored from them by an algorithm. Easy way around that is to sign up for the email at the website here on your screen. This email goes out, well, better yet, it gets you put on 2 lists. One of those emails goes out every day and it has the daily deals in it, and it typically has 8 to 10 of the best deals that we find around the internet on that day, whether it be optics, gun, lights, sights, magazines, all of those sorts of things. If the item is in the daily deals email, it is the cheapest that I know of anywhere on the internet for that item on that day. So that way it saves you guys some time and hopefully saves you some money as well, because I've already done the price comparisons for you. Also a meme in there that a lot of people like. So if you guys just like memes, you can sign up for that as well and get your daily laugh in with the daily deals email. It will also get you put on an email list that goes out once a month, and it has all the videos since the previous month's email went out. So that way there is no big tech giant censoring your eyes from my content. And lastly, we have an SMS service that you guys can sign up for as well. You can either text the code here to that number, and that will get you signed up, or you can head over to the website and sign up that way. Either way, it'll get you put on the list. Text either has one of 2 things in it almost every time. It's either going to be the best deal, smoking deal that I know is going to sell out. So that way it goes right to your phone so you guys actually see it and get a chance to pick it up for whatever the price is for that item, because those tend to sell out very quickly if they're in the text, or it'll have a new a new video that just dropped email. It'll have a new video that just dropped, once again, letting you guys get around the censorship algorithm that we have on many social media platforms, and you guys can actually see my content. So that's all I got for you. Thank you all for watching. I truly appreciate it. And if you have one of these, let us know how it's been down below. And I look forward to seeing everybody in the next video.